joining you on a very cold and wintry January 15th, 2024. This morning there's some winter storms going on in North Alabama. I'm actually headed up north from Alexander City this morning, heading up to Tuscaloosa to go see some family and take care of a couple of projects that are going on up there. But just wanted to update everyone on kind of what's going on with me and the motorcycle and kind of current events of what's going on. So I did go out and buy a Kawasaki Vulcan Voyager. I had made a video about that, about which one I was looking at buying, whether it be a Voyager, a Venture, or a Goldwing, and found a really awesome deal on a Vulcan Voyager that I could not give up. So I ended up pulling the trigger on that one. But I've got to tell you, I would be super surprised if I didn't also end up with a Venture as well, because I was really torn between those two bikes, and I think there's still quite a few Ventures out there that are in very good condition that I might just scoop one up, because I don't know, I just really liked that little bike, and I had a chance to look at a couple and decided that they would fit my riding style as well. And if I weren't staying in Tuscaloosa a little bit later on this evening and they weren't calling for ice, hail, wintry mix, whatever you want to call it, in the forecast, I probably would have ridden the Voyager up to Tuscaloosa this morning, and it'd have been a different type of video on this. So, but yeah, ended up picking up the Vulcan Voyager, gave it a bath. I have a walk-around video that I plan on doing, that I will release here soon probably. But yeah, I ended up giving it a bath and it looks really good. I really like the bike. I've only had a chance to really kind of ride it a little bit around the neighborhood. I really haven't had a chance to take it out yet. So very much am looking forward to that. Just want to get out and put some miles on it, get familiar with it, you know, the 9 yards. It's got some features on it that are new to me. I've never had a bike with cruise control before, so that's new. I really am looking forward to using that on super long trips, since that's my riding style. I like to ride for super long distances and just kind of look around and see what's out there, so that's nice. It also has a nice set of slip-ons that I really kind of like to hear it bark a little bit, so there's that also. So all around, pretty good bike. I like it. Like I said, there may be some hidden things about it that I'm not sure. I do know that kind of after looking at it, it's missing some bolts here and there. Mainly in the top box, there's some nuts and bolts that are kind of missing from the passenger backrest area, and then there are some in the glove compartments on the front fairing. There are some missing nuts and bolts. I was going to end up getting some plastic connectors to kind of hold all that back together in place. But you know, just little things here and there that I've noticed. Nothing major though yet thus far. My riding style, I'm not unaccustomed to riding in the winter, so like I said, if there wasn't calling for some kind of ice falling from the sky today, that's the only thing that makes me nervous is ice and snow. I've always ridden, even when I was living up in the north, I've ridden year-round, even up there, just not when there's ice and snow on the ground. Like, I'll ride if the pavement is wet. I'll ride when the pavement's wet. I'll ride when the pavement's dry and there's snow, like on the shoulder. But if there's ice falling from the sky or there's a possibility of ice on the road, it's not worth it, man. It's just not worth it. So that's all on the motorcycle front. After I picked up the bike, I don't have a garage currently to store it. So I went ahead and was searching for options online. Ended up picking up this motorcycle cover. I'll put an image here for y'all to look at. Had this cover for about a week, 2 weeks, something like that. And I checked under the bike and noticed a ton of moisture coming from underneath the cover. So this cover didn't really work out. Noticed also around the stitching, it wasn't taped, so there was water intrusion from around the stitching on the reflective panels on it. So that was also a big no-no. Went ahead and packed that thing back up. That one's going to go back to Amazon. And you know, I should have known. You know, buying a cheap cover like that. Cheap covers like that, they don't have ventilation, they don't have the ability to breathe. It's just going to trap moisture all underneath there. So, you know, safe bet to just go ahead and pack that up and send it back to Amazon. Lesson learned from that: if you're going to buy a cover, either A, you're going to have to uncover it every couple days or every week or so and let it breathe and let it dry out. And that's if you're willing to tolerate a little bit of moisture under the cover, or spend some good money and get you a really decent cover. I know that I looked at the Nelson Riggs, I looked at the Tourmaster and the Dowcos. If I were to buy a cover, honestly, it's going to be one of those Dowcos with the vent on it. Just seems like a really awesome way to go if you're going to get a cover that goes directly on the bike. I ended up not doing that. I actually ended up buying a cycle shell. I was able to scour online and I found a guy that had a cycle shell for sale. And for those of you who are not familiar with cycle shell, it was a company based out of Boulder, Colorado, that was a small business kind of deal. They made tents that go over a bike. It's got a structure on the inside of it, ribs and stuff, heavy polyester type tarp that has two vents on either side, the front and the back, and it's a good way to keep the elements off your bike and to do so in a way that's ventilated. And also, big deal here, you can drive it up in there hot, put the cover on it, and away you go. You don't have to worry about for the bike to cool down. You don't have to worry about getting melted plastic on the exhaust pipe, anything like that. Just throw it in there, put the shell over it, and go on about your day. And that is, not having access to a garage is probably the second best way to go if you weren't looking for a cover, is to do something like that. Now, the unfortunate thing is the cycle shell is out of business. So I'm kind of on my own for a replacement cover for it. And I am already thinking ahead. Not that this cover on this particular cycle shell was in bad shape when I picked it up. But I'm already kind of thinking ahead as to how I'm going to get a replacement, because I love the frame, I love the design, I love the floor that's on it. It's got a floor, so it raises it up out of the water on the pavement. I love everything about it. I'm just thinking ahead of how to get a replacement cover for it, because I know that's going to become a problem here in the next however so long. I did pick it up. It was kind of moldy and gross, so I ended up taking it home. If you do end up picking up one of these cycle shells and you need to give it a little rehab, try cleaning it with some OxyClean, and that got some of the mold stains off of it. It did get some of the mildew stains off of it, so there's that. You can use that as an option. So yeah, just a couple updates about what's going on. Should hopefully get some riding footage here soon. I am hoping that although it is cold, here in the next few days I'll be able to get the bike out, layer up, and put some miles on the bike. Really looking forward to that. I'm really bummed out today. If I was staying locally, kind of here further south than what the winter storm line up in North Alabama is calling for, I would totally be out and riding today. Car thermometer says 38, but you know. So anyhow, that's it for this video. If you liked the kind of content that I produce, please like this video so other people can find it. Subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell to be notified of new videos when they come out. All of these things help the channel, so I really appreciate that. And yeah, just check out some of the other videos that I do, that I have on YouTube. I review different establishments, kind of go around and put out different information here and there, so check those out and see if you like those. As always, thanks for watching.